The Queen's sacred beast in the cold black space far away from Earth, a giant alien ship floated in silence. It was shaped like a crown and glowed with purple light. Inside, the air was thick with fear. Soldiers stood in perfect lines. They did not speak. They waited. At the center of the ship, in a tall throne room made of crystal, sat Queen Zirana. Her skin was silver. Her eyes were bright like burning stars. She ruled thousands of planets. She was strong, cruel, and proud. By her side stood a massive creature. It was covered in armor-like skin. Its eyes glowed red. Its body moved like smoke and shadow. This was not just any beast. This was her sacred beast, Kael'thar. Kael'thar was not born. He was made. Built with ancient alien science, mixed with magic. The Queen called him her perfect weapon. He had destroyed entire worlds with fire from his mouth and claws that cut through steel. He obeyed only one voice, the Queen's. One day, Queen Zirana stood before her army. "The humans," she said, "they grow stronger. They found something they should not have. Send the beast. Erase them." Kael'thar stepped forward without a word. He never questioned her orders. He had no reason to, or so she thought. As the ship changed course and moved toward Earth, Kael'thar sat alone in his chamber. He stared at a small screen showing a blue planet, Earth. Something strange happened. A soft memory played in his mind. A child. Laughter. A hand reaching out, but it was not his memory. Where did it come from? He shook his head. The screen showed images of Earth's people. They smiled. They danced. They played music. They lived freely. Kael'thar growled. No one on his home planet ever smiled like that. No one ever danced. He was built for war, trained to kill. But something inside him stirred. A voice. Not the Queen's. A different voice. "You are more than a weapon," it said. "You can choose." The next day, Queen Zirana prepared for battle. Her ship hovered above Earth's orbit. She watched her beast from the shadows. He was quiet. Too quiet. "Activate the control chip," she ordered. A soldier pressed a button. Kael'thar froze. His eyes turned fully red. His mind locked. But then something went wrong. Kael'thar's body shook. His eyes flickered. He screamed, a deep, powerful roar that shook the walls. The control chip cracked and burned. Alarms rang. "He's breaking free," a guard shouted. Queen Zirana stood still. "Impossible." Kael'thar turned, looked directly at the Queen's throne. For the first time in his life, he said one word. "No." Then he ran. He smashed through steel walls, tore through doors, and leapt into the escape hangar. Ships chased him. Lasers flew past him. But he was too fast. He jumped into a stolen pod and shot into space. Zirana screamed with rage. "Find him! Bring him back! Or destroy him!" The pod burned through Earth's sky like a falling star. People below saw it and pointed up thinking it was a meteor. It wasn't. The pod crashed deep into a forest near a small human town. Smoke rose from the trees. Birds flew away. And inside the pod, Kael'thar lay still. His body was broken. He had escaped. But he was dying. Not far away, a human boy named Leo walked through the woods. He heard the crash. He followed the smoke. He expected to find a plane, maybe a fire. But what he found was not human. He found Kael'thar. Leo froze. His heart pounded. The beast was huge. Its skin was black and silver. Blood poured from its side. It groaned in pain. Leo stepped closer. He saw fear in the beast's eyes. It looked at him, not like a monster, but like a lost soul. He slowly reached out his hand. "It's okay," Leo whispered. "I won't hurt you." Kael'thar did not move. He stared at the boy. Why? Why was this small creature not running? In fear? Why was it helping him? Leo pulled out his water bottle. He placed it near the beast's mouth. Kael'thar drank. The beast closed his eyes. For the first time in his life, he felt peace. Far above, in the Queen's ship, Serana watched from a distance. "He will regret this," she said coldly. "No one betrays me." The boy and the beast. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Dark smoke still rose from the broken trees where the strange pod had crashed. Birds had fled. The animals were hiding. Even the wind was afraid. Leo stood at the edge of the smoking crater. His shoes sank into soft earth. His breath caught in his throat. He had never seen anything like this. The pod was huge. Burned metal, cracked glass, and strange glowing lights. It pulsed like a heart, alive, but broken. And beside it, half buried in dirt and blood, was the beast. Kylthar. He wasn't moving now, but Leo could feel it. This was no normal creature. Its body was massive, full of strange armor plates and sharp edges. It looked like it was made for war, built to kill, but it was bleeding and dying. Leo's first instinct was to run. His brain screamed, "Leave it, get out, save yourself." But something in the beast's eyes held him there. Kylthar looked up. His breath was slow, heavy. He had no strength to attack, no strength to move. Yet in those glowing red eyes, there was no anger. There was sadness, fear. Leo stepped closer. "I saw you fall," he said softly, not sure if the creature could even understand him. "You came from the stars." Kylthar blinked once. Leo looked around. No one else had seen the crash. No police, no army, just him. He moved carefully, pulling off his backpack. He placed his jacket under the beast's head like a pillow. He wasn't sure why. It just felt right. He opened his water bottle and poured a little water near the beast's mouth. Kylthar hesitated. Then he drank. That single moment changed everything. A deep sound rumbled from Kylthar's chest. Not a growl, not a threat. Something closer to a whisper. A name. Leo. Leo's eyes widened. "You can speak?" The beast nodded once. "I don't understand," Leo said. "Why me? Why are you here?" Kylthar closed his eyes. A weak glow formed between his forehead and Leo's. Images flashed in Leo's mind, memories that were not his. A silver queen sitting on a crystal throne. Planets on fire. Armies falling. Kylthar tearing through cities with lightning and fire. Obeying. Always obeying. And then, the queen's voice saying one thing. "You are mine." The memory ended. Leo stepped back, breathing hard. "You were her weapon." Kylthar nodded again. "But you ran. You disobeyed her." The beast looked away, ashamed. Then he pointed one claw toward Leo's chest. "You are different," Kylthar said slowly. "You are kind." Suddenly the earth shook. A loud sound cracked through the forest like thunder. Trees split in half. From the sky, a new light descended, cold, sharp, and full of danger. An alien scout ship. Kylthar's eyes widened in panic. "They found me," he growled. "They come." Leo looked up. "Who?" "Hunters." A strange buzzing filled the air. The scout ship landed, fast. The door opened. 3 tall, thin aliens stepped out. Their armor was black and shiny like liquid metal. They had no faces, only helmets that glowed red. They raised strange weapons and pointed them at Kylthar. "Target locked," one said in a robotic voice. "Sacred beast. Must return." Kylthar tried to stand. He fell. Leo stood in front of him. "No," Leo shouted. "Leave him alone." The aliens didn't care. One aimed a blaster. A beam of light shot forward. But Kylthar moved faster. He pushed Leo aside with one massive claw. The beam struck Kylthar's back. He roared in pain but stayed up. Another blast came, then another. Kylthar took them all. His body glowed with rage. "No more running," he growled. "I protect now." Suddenly, from Kylthar's body, A wave of energy exploded outward. It hit the hunters like a storm. Their weapons broke. Their ships' lights went dark, the trees shook. When the smoke cleared, the hunters were on the ground, unmoving. Leo stared in shock. You saved me. Kael'thar collapsed again. You are my master now. What? Leo said, confused. The beast opened his eyes. In my world, a beast bonds to a master, not by force, but by choice. I choose. Leo didn't know what to say. In that moment, he understood something big, something terrifying. He was now part of a war he didn't ask for. A sacred alien weapon had chosen him, and the Queen was coming. From far above in deep space, Queen Zirana watched the scene. From her throne room, her eyes burned with rage. So, the beast has bonded, she whispered. She stood up and her voice echoed across the ship. Prepare my army, set course for Earth. I will take back what is mine, or burn the planet trying. Hunters from the stars. The next morning, the forest was silent again. But this silence was different. It wasn't peace. It was fear. The trees seemed to hold their breath. Leo sat by the fallen beast, deep inside the woods, hidden beneath leaves and broken branches. Kael'thar hadn't moved all night. His breath was slow. His wounds were deep. Burn marks still smoked across his back where the alien hunters had hit him. Leo didn't sleep either. He stayed awake, watching, thinking, shaking. He still couldn't believe what had happened. A giant beast from another world had fallen from the sky. That beast had chosen him as its master, and now aliens were hunting them. Leo pulled out his phone again. No signal. No internet. Just a black screen. They're blocking everything, he whispered. They don't want help to come. Kael'thar opened one glowing eye. They won't stop. She won't stop. Leo looked at him. The Queen? She's really coming? Kael'thar nodded. She is more than a ruler. She is power. She speaks with fire. She controls minds. She will burn this world just to punish me. Leo swallowed hard. Then, what do we do? Kael'thar looked at the boy, weak but serious. We learn, and when the time comes, we fight. Suddenly the air shifted. A low hum rolled through the trees. Kael'thar's body tensed. She's here, he whispered. Her eyes are watching. Up in orbit, hidden behind the clouds, a black alien cruiser floated in silence. No Earth satellites could see it. No human radar could detect it. It was a ghost in the sky. Inside, Queen Zirana stood before a massive screen. It showed Earth from above. Cities, oceans, deserts. But her eyes locked onto one blinking red dot in the forest. The signal of Kael'thar's stolen pod. Send the shadows, she commanded. Below her, a group of tall, dark creatures moved. For they were not machines, they were alive but cold. They wore no armor, no weapons, their skin shifted like liquid metal, their mouths opened sideways. They were built for only one thing, silent killing. Do not speak, Zirana told them. Do not fail. Bring the beast back alive. Kill the boy. The creatures vanished into dark mist and fell toward Earth. In the forest, Leo felt a strange chill. The sun was up, but the light was dim. The colors in the air seemed wrong. He rubbed his arms. I feel something, like I'm being watched. Kael'thar's claws dug into the dirt. She sent the shadow hunters. They are her eyes, her knives. They cannot be seen unless they want to be. Leo looked around. Nothing, just trees. Then suddenly, movement. Fast. A blur, a whisper in the wind. Then silence again. Leo's heart beat faster. Kael, I think, snap, a long claw slashed past Leo's face, cutting a piece of his shirt. He stumbled back, shocked. A figure stood in the mist, tall, faceless, skin like oil. Leo reached for a rock, too slow. Another hunter leapt from the trees behind him. But Kael'thar roared. Even half broken, the beast moved like thunder. He slammed, his claw into the hunter's chest, sending it flying into a tree. The tree cracked in half. Two more hunters came from the side. Leo ducked as they swung. Kyle charged, but his body failed. His leg buckled. Leo saw it. The beast couldn't win this time, not alone. And then, something strange happened. Leo's hands burned, not with fire, but light. A glowing mark appeared on his palm, a mark that looked ancient, alien. Kael'thar stared at it in shock. "The bond," he said. "You're awakening." "What is this?" Leo shouted. "No time," Kyle said. "Use it. Think. Focus." Leo raised his hand toward the shadows. Light shot forward, pure energy. One hunter screamed as the beam hit it, turning it to dust. The other froze in fear. Kael'thar smiled, blood dripping from his jaw. "You are not just a boy," he said. "You are a weapon too." Above Earth on the Queen's ship, alarms flashed. "Shadow team, lost," a guard reported. Zirana's hands tightened around her throne. She whispered one word. "Impossible." She turned to her generals. "Prepare, the full fleet. I will go myself." A dark silence fell. The Queen was not just sending ships anymore. She was coming. Back on Earth, Leo and Kale moved through the forest, hiding again. Leo looked at the glowing mark on his hand. "What am I becoming?" he asked. Kael'thar answered slowly. "Something that might be able to stop her." The sky above cracked with distant thunder, but it wasn't a storm. It was the sound of something huge entering Earth's atmosphere. The betrayal, the air above Earth tore open like paper. A massive alien warship appeared in the sky, dark as night and twice as silent. It didn't make a sound. Not at first. But as it descended, the clouds above it boiled. Lightning crackled across the sky in violet arcs. And then a pulse wave thundered through the atmosphere. The entire town below shook. Windows shattered. Lights died. Phones went black. People looked up and screamed. Queen Zirana had arrived. In the forest, Leo fell to one knee. The ground trembled beneath him. His ears rang. Even the birds had stopped singing. Kael'thar growled, rising slowly beside him. "She came," the beast whispered. "I can feel her voice. In my mind again." Leo looked at him. "Can she control you?" "She's trying." Kael'thar's body shook. His eyes flashed red for a second, just a second. Then they returned to normal. Leo stepped back. "Kale, are you still with me?" Kael'thar breathed hard. "I chose you, but she was my creator." Her voice still echoes inside me. Leo placed a hand on Kale's side. "Fight it. You're not a weapon anymore. You're more than she made you." But far away, deep within her throne room aboard the ship, Queen Zirana sat in a pool of blue light. Her eyes were closed. Her hands were stretched forward. She was searching, reaching into Kael'thar's mind. "Come back to me," she whispered. "You are mine. You were made to serve. This human, he is nothing." Her voice slipped into Kale's thoughts like a shadow. Leo's voice echoed in his heart. Zirana's voice echoed in his bones. And Kael'thar screamed. The sound was so loud, trees split and animals fled for miles. Leo was thrown back by the force of it. When he opened his eyes, Kale was standing still, eyes fully red. "Kale?" Leo called out. "It's me." No answer. The beast slowly turned his head. Not like a friend, not like an ally, like a hunter. Leo's hands shook. "Please, don't do this." Kael'thar stepped forward, his claws raised. Zirana's voice echoed through his mind. "Kill the boy. Return to me." Leo backed away. "You said you chose me." Kale roared. He charged. But just before his claws reached Leo's chest, he stopped. His body froze mid-strike. He shook violently, roaring in rage and pain, clawing the dirt around him, crushing trees as he thrashed. Leo ran forward, shouting, "You can break her, you're stronger than she is." Kale's voice returned, a growl through clenched teeth. "She cannot Control. What I love. Then silence. Kale collapsed. Smoke rose from his body. His control chip, deep in his spine, burned out from the inside. Zirana screamed in her ship. He destroyed the link! But the Queen had other plans. She sent her second army. Not shadow hunters, not machines. This time, she sent her royal guard. Elite alien warriors born and trained in gravity so high it could crush human bones. These were her most loyal soldiers. They had never failed. Their ships flew through the sky like burning arrows. They didn't hide. They wanted humans to see. To fear. One landed in the middle of Leo's town. Within minutes, everything was fire. Buildings fell. Cars exploded. The streets ran red. People ran. But there was nowhere to hide. Leo stood at the edge of the forest watching his home burn. Tears fell from his eyes. This is my fault, he whispered. They're dying because of me. Kyle stood beside him, silent. Leo turned to him. We can't run anymore. I am ready, Kyle said. They charged together into the town. In the smoke, chaos, and rubble, Leo used his glowing mark like a blade of energy. He struck through alien armor, blocked plasma shots with shields of light. Each time he fought, the mark on his hand glowed brighter. The aliens called him something in their language. Solkara. Kyle later told him what it meant. The star bonded. A human chosen by fate to stand against an empire. In the center of town, Queen Zirana appeared, floating, shining with cold fury. Her feet never touched the ground. Her eyes were glowing with stormlight. She looked at Kael'thar. You dare betray me? Kale stood tall, his wounds still fresh. I was your weapon. Now I am his shield. Zirana raised a single hand. Kale's body froze again. This time not from tech, but from pure psychic force. Leo screamed. No, but the Queen didn't look at him. She whispered into Kyle's mind. Do you really believe the human will save you? He is small, weak, mortal. He will die, and you will be alone again. Kale gritted his teeth. I would rather die free than live as your slave. A shockwave burst from his chest. Zirana was thrown back, screaming in anger. Leo ran to Kale, who was barely standing. Kale, he said. You okay? Kale nodded. She knows now. You're not just my master. You're her threat. The town burned around them. The sky thundered again, but Leo wasn't the same anymore. He wasn't running. He looked up at the alien warship above and whispered, Then let her come. Rise of the human warrior. The fire still burned behind them, turning Leo's hometown into smoke and ash. Sirens no longer worked. Phones didn't ring. The sky was filled with strange lights from the Queen's warship, still watching from above, like a god of death. Leo didn't look back. He walked with Kael'thar, deeper into the ruined land, through broken roads, over fallen power lines, past the skeletons of homes and lives. His body ached. His hands were bleeding, but his eyes burned with something new. Purpose. After hours of silence, Kael'thar spoke. There is something you must see. He led Leo into the hills, past the town, past the forests, past anything Leo had ever known. They reached an old locked gate buried under vines and dirt. The sign was so rusted it was unreadable, but Kale pressed one claw to a hidden panel behind it, a soft beep. Then the ground trembled. The hill opened. Stairs led down into the dark. Where are we? Leo asked. Kyle's voice was quiet. Somewhere Earth forgot. The underground chamber was massive. Endless tunnels, strange glowing lights, walls lined with machines that had not moved for centuries. This is not alien, Leo whispered. This is human. Kyle nodded. Long ago, your kind was not weak. They built weapons, shields, engines that could bend space. Leo stepped forward. Lights followed his movement. The chamber was recognizing him. He placed his hand on a console. The mark on his palm glowed. The machines woke. Holograms appeared. Blue, figures of ancient scientists and warriors. They spoke in a language Leo didn't fully understand, but the message was clear. The star-bonded will return, and he will not be alone. Kale watched him. You were never random. You were chosen, Leo. You carry something older than even Zirana's empire. Leo turned slowly. This isn't just about saving Earth. No, Kale said. This is about ending her reign. Forever. Leo found a suit in the vault. It wasn't metal. It wasn't fabric. It was alive. It wrapped around him like mist and armor together. Light flowed through it. It connected to his heart, his breath, his fear. You are no longer just a boy, Kale said. You are the Solkara. But before they could speak further, the chamber shook. Explosions. Outside. The Queen had found them. Above ground, alien tanks rolled across the hills. Massive creatures walked beside them. Living machines, with cannon arms and razor legs. In the sky, black drones filled the air like metal crows. The Queen had brought her army. She wanted no more chances. She wanted Leo dead. Inside the underground base, alarms screamed. Kale stood in front of the stairs. I will hold them. You go. Deeper. There is still more for you to learn. Leo shook his head. Not without you. Kyle growled. You're my master now. I protect you. Leo clenched his fists. The suit responded, glowing brighter. No, he said. We fight together. The ceiling above cracked. Soldiers dropped in. Tall, armored, with glowing blades. Leo didn't hesitate. He moved like lightning, the new suit guiding his every motion. He deflected attacks he couldn't even see before. His hand formed a spear of pure energy. Kale joined him, roaring with fury, claws slicing through the air. Together, they became a storm. But Zirana was watching. From her throne aboard the warship, she saw Leo in the suit. She saw the human warrior the galaxy had forgotten, and for the first time, she felt fear. He found it, she whispered. The vault of the First War. A general stepped forward. Shall we retreat? She turned slowly. Her voice was like ice. No, we send the Dark Caller. Gasps filled the chamber. One soldier asked, He hasn't been awakened in centuries. Zirana stared at Earth. Then let him awaken now. Back. Below, Leo and Kale pushed forward through the collapsing tunnel. They reached the deepest chamber. In it stood a pod. Inside, a human. Frozen. Sleeping. In armor similar to Leo's but older. Worn, a message played. To the next Solkara. If you are seeing this, the war never ended, but you must. Kyle whispered. There were others before you. Leo touched the glass. The figure's eyes flickered open. Just once. Far above, space twisted. Stars bent. Something ancient had entered orbit. Not a ship. A being. The Dark Caller. He didn't speak. He didn't breathe. He only destroyed. Leo looked at Kale. I think we just woke up something worse than her. Kale nodded. Good. Let them all come. And Leo stepped out of the vault ready to rise. The fire inside him no longer came from fear. It came from the knowledge that he was not just chosen. He was made to end this war. Queen Zirana's wrath. The sky bled red. It was not a sunset. It was not weather. It was war. From space, Queen Zirana's flagship pierced the atmosphere, trailing a storm behind it. The ship was not built like other vessels. It looked alive, its surface pulsing like muscle, its engines growling like a beast. Below, across cities and mountains, people pointed upward. Then they screamed. The Queen was coming down. But she wasn't alone. Dozens of warships followed her. Creatures of steel and bone leapt from their carriers. Towers unfolded in midair and planted themselves into the earth like claws. The invasion had begun, not in secret, not in silence, but in fire. Deep in the underground base, Leo stood before The frozen warrior, the one who came before him. Kael'thar placed a claw on the glass. He was the first, the one who led the ancient resistance. A legend, even in Zirana's empire. But he failed. Leo stared. Why? Kael's voice was low. Because he fought alone. Leo turned, eyes fierce. Then we won't. Suddenly alarms blared again. A massive tremor knocked the chamber walls. Dust fell from the ceiling. Kael tensed. She's here. Above ground, the sky tore open. Queen Zirana floated down from her flagship like a falling star. She wore no armor. Her body was her weapon. Glowing tattoos ran along her arms, symbols of the galaxies she had conquered. Her eyes burned with violet fire. She landed in the middle of a ruined city. The ground cracked beneath her feet. Buildings crumbled from the pressure of her presence alone. Human soldiers opened fire. She waved her hand once. The bullet stopped in midair, then reversed. Silence. She stepped forward, speaking in every language at once, echoing across radios, screens, even minds. I am Queen Zirana of the Eternal Flame. You have something that belongs to me. Return the beast, and the boy who commands him, or earth becomes dust. From a nearby rooftop, Leo watched. His new suit flickered with energy. Kael crouched beside him, glowing with fury. She's too powerful, Leo said. We're not ready, Kael growled. Then we make her bleed. Leo turned to the city. People were trapped. Fires burned through schools, hospitals, homes. He clenched his fists. We have to protect them. He activated his suit. The armor tightened around him. The mark on his palm glowed brighter than ever. I'm not just the Soul Kara, he whispered. I'm human. And this is my home. They jumped from the rooftop together, man and beast falling like thunder. They hit the ground between Zirana and the humans. The queen turned slowly. So, she said, you live. Leo faced her. And I plan to keep it that way. Zirana stepped closer. Give me Kael. He was mine before he was yours. Kael snarled. I was never yours. I was your prisoner. Zirana raised her hand, and time itself slowed. Leo dropped to one knee, the pressure crushing him. Kael's limbs shook. You think your bond is enough? She said. You are children playing war. I was born from the stars. I ended civilizations before your kind crawled from caves. Leo's voice cracked, but he stood. Then maybe it's time someone ended you. He unleashed a wave of energy from his chest. Zirana flinched, stepping back, but only for a moment. Interesting, she said. You've grown. She vanished, then reappeared behind Leo in a blink. A glowing blade formed in her hand. She swung. Kael leapt in front of Leo, taking the strike. His side split open. He roared in pain. Kael! Leo shouted. Kael stood, bleeding but alive. You will not touch him! Zirana screamed with rage. The ground split. Flames rose. The air itself twisted. Then die. Together. But before she could strike again, something changed. A signal, deep and ancient, echoed across the battlefield. Zirana froze. Leo felt it too, in his bones. From the sky, a crack opened in space itself, and through it, the dark caller arrived. A being of pure void. No face, no voice, just eyes, thousands of them, blinking in patterns across its black surface. Even Zirana stepped back. No, I didn't summon you. The dark caller did not answer. It only looked at Leo, and moved toward him. Kael pushed Leo back. It's not one of hers, it's older. It feeds on power, on chosen ones. Leo's mind filled with whispers. Soul Kara, breaker of balance, sacrifice must be made. The earth cracked. The sky darkened. Queen Zirana shouted at the eye, creature. Obey me. It ignored her. Then she looked at Leo. For once, she hissed, we agree. She turned her power on the dark caller, and it roared. For the first time, Queen Zirana was not the enemy. Not today. Leo looked between her and the creature, and said the words he never thought he'd say. We fight together. The final bond, the ground trembled. Not from war, but from something older than war. The dark caller had fully entered Earth's realm. Its body was a living void, covered in blinking, shifting eyes. Every step it took made reality bend. Cars floated. Buildings warped, and even time itself slowed. Leo, Kylthar, and Queen Zirana stood side by side, staring at the ancient being. No words were spoken, because none were needed. They all felt it in their bones. This creature did not come to rule. It came to erase. Queen Zirana was the first to strike. She summoned burning whips of plasma, shaped like serpents, and hurled them at the dark caller. The creature absorbed the fire and sent it back 10 times stronger. Zirana was thrown across the battlefield, her armor scorched, her pride wounded. Leo ran to her side, shocked by his own words. Are you okay? She coughed. Do not pity me, boy. But her voice was weaker now. Fear hid behind her rage. Kylthar stood tall, blood dripping from his wounds. He does not want our land or power. He wants what binds us. Leo frowned. The bond? Kale nodded. He feeds on connection, master and beast, queen and army, human and memory. He is death to all loyalty. Above them, the sky cracked again. The ancient human warrior from the frozen vault, the first Solkara, hovered in the air, awake now, glowing with faded light. He had been watching. He spoke in a voice that echoed across the world. He was created long ago, by those who feared unity. He exists to break what cannot be broken. There is only one way to end him. Leo shouted, Tell me how. You must give up the one thing he cannot take, your bond, your soul connection with Kale. Only that can wound him. Leo looked at Kale. Kale looked back. Time stopped for both of them. Memories filled Leo's mind, all in a flash. The day he found Kale wounded in the forest. The first time Kale spoke his name. The fights, the laughter, the pain. The moment Kale said, I choose. And now, Leo had to choose. Kale stepped forward. If you release me, I will die. Leo's hands shook. But you'll save Earth. I was born to be a weapon, Kale said. But because of you, I learned how to be something else. Leo blinked back tears. You were more than that the whole time. Then, he looked at the dark caller. He raised his hand. The mark on his palm pulsed one final time. I let you go. A burst of energy tore through the battlefield. The bond snapped. Kale screamed, but did not fall. The light from Leo's hand flew toward the sky and pierced the dark caller's chest. The creature howled. 1,000 voices. In one scream, it cracked, then shattered, and vanished. Silence. A wind moved through the city. Queen Zirana fell to one knee. Her power was gone. Her connection to her empire, gone. Leo collapsed beside Kale. Kale's body was fading, piece by piece, like light burning out. Leo touched his side. Don't go. Kale smiled. This time, I choose peace. And with one final breath, Kylthar was gone. Days passed. The queen disappeared without a trace. Her army vanished with her, maybe to grieve, maybe to rebuild, maybe to never return. Leo stood alone in the forest again where it all began. But he wasn't the same. The suit was gone. The glow had faded. But the strength remained. He had no powers now. No beast. No armies. But he had something stronger. Hope, and, somewhere deep in the stars, a single echo remained. I chose you. Far away, in a dark corner of space, a lone shard of the dark caller floated quietly. Its eyes blinked once, and then it whispered, The war never ends.